This is a palm nut vulture, a bird that looks more like an eagle than the vulture most people imagine. But in 2026, scientists documented something remarkable. These vultures were hunting live prey in the open ocean. Flying low over the water, they would suddenly dive toward the surface and attempt to snatch prey with their talons. Researchers documented 8 hunting attempts, with about half ending successfully. The prey wasn't always identifiable, but some were thought to possibly be young ocean sunfish or sea turtles. What makes the discovery even more surprising is that palm nut vultures are already unusual among vultures, feeding on a wide variety of foods including fruit, fish, crabs, and small vertebrates. Now the open ocean appears to be another hunting ground. For a bird normally associated with the African coastline and palm trees, repeatedly taking prey from the sea reveals just how flexible its survival strategy can be. And sometimes, nature hides a completely new behavior in a species we've been watching for years. But this discovery raises an even bigger question. How did these vultures become capable of fishing in the first place? The researchers observed 19 palm nut vultures flying along the coast, and the birds weren't simply passing over the water. They repeatedly approached the sea, dove toward the surface, and returned carrying prey in their talons. In some cases, they carried their catch more than a kilometer over the ocean before disappearing from view, possibly taking the food back toward their nests. That means this may be more than a strange new trick. It could reveal that fish are a much more important part of the palm nut vulture's diet than scientists previously realized. And that's what makes this discovery so exciting. Sometimes, we don't discover a new animal. We discover a completely unexpected side of an animal we thought we already understood. Hidden among the moss is a tiny predator with a weapon unlike an ordinary praying mantis. As its prey comes closer, the mantis quietly loads its specialized forelegs. Then, in roughly 1.5 milliseconds, those forelegs fire forward like tiny spears, far too fast for our eyes to follow. But the real secret isn't simply powerful muscles. The mantis stores elastic energy inside its body and holds that energy with a tiny latch. When the latch releases, the stored energy becomes an explosive movement. Scientists studying this remarkable mechanism found that the strike can reach several meters per second, producing extraordinary power for such a tiny animal. Unlike the familiar grabbing motion of most mantises, this species uses a ballistic, impaling strike. What looks like a simple insect attack is actually an incredibly sophisticated biological spring, built entirely from the animal's own body. Scientists were able to see what was happening by combining high-speed video with detailed scans of the mantis's body. The scans revealed a tiny mechanical system hidden inside its foreleg. As the mantis prepares to strike, part of its hard outer skeleton actually bends and stores elastic energy. A latch-like structure holds that energy in place. Then, at exactly the right moment, the latch releases. The stored energy suddenly unloads, accelerating the spear-like foreleg to around 5 meters per second. The result is a strike that produces far more power than the muscles could create by themselves. In other words, this tiny predator doesn't win by using bigger muscles. It wins by turning its body into a biological catapult. Along a remote coastline, a wolf approaches something floating in the water. At first, it looks like an ordinary object, but beneath the surface is a crab trap connected to a rope. The wolf grabs the line and begins pulling. Slowly, the hidden trap moves toward shore. But why is the wolf doing this? Inside the trap is bait, and the wolf has discovered that pulling the rope can bring the food closer. Once the trap reaches the shoreline, the wolf investigates it carefully, trying to figure out how to reach what's inside. Then it succeeds. But this raises a fascinating question. Is the wolf simply reacting to food? Or has it learned a sequence of actions that allows it to manipulate an object it cannot see? The wolf isn't just finding food. It is using something in its environment to make that food accessible. And that simple behavior opens a much bigger question about animal intelligence and problem solving. On the ocean floor, this octopus finds something most animals would simply ignore: 2 empty coconut shells. But instead of leaving them behind, it picks them up and carries them across the sea floor. Why? Because these shells can become a portable shelter. When danger approaches, the octopus can pull the shells around its soft body and disappear inside. It can even move across the sea floor using 2 arms while carrying its shelter with the others. A bizarre form of underwater walking. But carrying a shelter comes with a cost. It makes the octopus easier to notice. When a predator discovers the shells and attacks, the octopus is suddenly exposed. It has only moments to escape. Using its powerful arms and rapid movement, it disappears into the reef and leaves the predator behind. For an animal with no hard shell of its own, carrying discarded shells is more than clever. It is a portable solution to one of the biggest problems of being a soft-bodied animal: staying alive. If you enjoyed discovering the hidden science behind these incredible animals, subscribe. We have many more unbelievable behaviors to uncover. Every morning on the African savanna begins with a silent battle. Beneath the golden grass, life appears peaceful. Herds of gazelles graze calmly. Birds fill the air with distant calls, and the warm sun slowly awakens the endless plains. But hidden within this calm landscape, a predator is already watching: the cheetah, the fastest land animal on Earth. Built for explosive speed, every muscle, every bone, and every heartbeat is designed for one purpose: to hunt. Yet despite its incredible abilities, success is far from guaranteed. In fact, most hunts end in failure. Every step matters. Every movement must remain invisible. Even the slightest mistake can send the prey running long before the chase begins.
On the African plains, danger
A cheetah
is never
doesn't
far
simply
away.
rely on speed.
Even when things seem
It
peaceful,
relies on patience.
vigilance is survival.
Remaining almost motionless, it studies every movement of its target, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Today's target appears unaware: a Thompson's gazelle, small, incredibly alert, and surprisingly fast. But appearances can be deceiving. The gazelle's greatest weapon isn't speed alone. It is constant awareness. Every flick of its ears, every turn of its head, every scent carried by the wind could mean the difference between life and death. The distance between predator and prey slowly closes. 10 meters, 8, 6. There will be no second chance. Suddenly, everything changes. The cheetah explodes from its hiding place with breathtaking acceleration. In only a few seconds, it reaches a speed few animals on Earth can match. Dust erupts beneath its powerful paws as the silent hunt transforms into a desperate race for survival. But this chase has only just begun, because on these plains, speed alone is never enough. The first few seconds of the chase are everything. A cheetah can accelerate from 0 to nearly 60 miles per hour in just a few heartbeats, faster than most sports cars.
On the
Its
African
flexible
plains,
spine
danger
stretches and
is never
contracts
far
like a
away.
powerful spring,
Even when things seem
allowing
peaceful,
each stride to cover
vigilance
astonishing
is survival.
distances. Long legs drive the body forward, while a lightweight frame keeps every movement efficient. But incredible speed comes at a cost. Every second of this sprint pushes the cheetah's body closer to its physical limits. Its heart pounds furiously. Its lungs struggle to supply enough oxygen, and its body temperature begins to rise at an alarming rate. The hunt cannot continue forever. The cheetah has only a brief window to succeed, yet the gazelle is far from defenseless. Unlike the cheetah, the gazelle isn't trying to outrun pure speed. Instead, it relies on agility, quick reflexes, and unpredictable movements. Without warning, it twists sharply, changes direction, and forces the predator to adjust in an instant. Every sudden turn steals precious energy from the hunter. Every missed step increases the distance between life and death. While the cheetah focuses on one target, the gazelle depends on constant awareness. Its large eyes scan for danger. Its ears detect the faintest sounds carried across the grasslands. Even within a herd, each animal plays a role in warning the others.
On the African plains,
Survival
danger
here
never
is
far
not
away.
about being the strongest.
Even when things seem peaceful,
It is about making the
vigilance
fewest
is survival.
mistakes. As the chase reaches its peak, the outcome hangs in perfect balance. One perfect leap could end the hunt in an instant, or one perfectly timed escape could leave the fastest hunter on Earth exhausted and empty-handed. In the African savanna, speed is only one chapter of the story. The real battle is a contest of endurance, instinct, and split-second decisions. And nature has a way of reminding every predator that extraordinary abilities never guarantee success. The chase is over. Whether the hunt ended in success or failure, the cheetah has reached its limit. It stands still, breathing heavily, as its chest rises and falls with every desperate breath. Beneath its spotted coat, its heart is racing at an extraordinary pace, and its body is flooded with heat generated during the explosive sprint. Unlike lions or leopards, a cheetah cannot afford a long pursuit. Every hunt is a calculated gamble. If it fails to catch its prey within the first 20 to 30 seconds, the chances of success drop dramatically. Continuing the chase would consume more energy than the reward is worth. So the fastest hunter on Earth does something unexpected. It stops.
On the African
To many
plains,
people, that
danger
might
is
seem
never
like
far away.
surrender.
Even when
But in
things
nature,
seem peaceful,
Knowing when to
vigilance is
quit can be just
survival.
as important as knowing when to attack. Every unnecessary sprint wastes precious energy that may be needed later in the day. Every extra minute spent chasing prey increases the risk of overheating, dehydration, and exhaustion. For the cheetah, survival depends on making smart decisions, not just fast ones. As the predator recovers, the gazelles slowly regroup. Their hearts are still pounding, but danger is past. For now. Across the African plains, this scene repeats itself thousands of times every year. Most cheetah hunts end without a meal. Scientists estimate that nearly 6 out of every 10 hunts fail, despite the cheetah's incredible speed and precision. That may sound surprising, but nature was never designed to guarantee victory. If every hunt succeeded, prey populations would collapse. If every escape succeeded, predators would disappear. The balance between hunter and hunted has been shaped by millions of years of evolution. Every failed chase strengthens the instincts of the gazelle. Every successful escape forces the cheetah to become even more patient, more accurate, and more efficient. This endless cycle is what keeps the African savanna alive.
Even when
Here,
things seem peaceful,
survival is not
vigilance
awarded to
is
the
survival.
strongest. It belongs to those who can adapt. As the sun begins its slow journey across the African sky, the cheetah walks quietly through the endless grasslands. There is no celebration, no audience, no trophy. Just another day in one of the most unforgiving environments on Earth. Every hunt tells a story. Some end in success, many end in failure. But every attempt is another lesson written by nature itself. The cheetah may be the fastest land animal on the planet, capable of reaching speeds of nearly 70 miles per hour. Yet even extraordinary speed cannot overcome every challenge. The wind changes. The prey reacts. The terrain shifts beneath its feet. In the wild, perfection does not exist. Every sunrise offers only another chance. Behind those amber eyes is not just a hunter, but millions of years of evolution. An animal perfectly shaped for a world where hesitation can mean starvation and a single mistake can cost a life. Yet the cheetah continues, patient, focused, determined, because survival is not measured by one successful hunt. It is measured by the ability to rise, adapt,
on
and
the
try
African
again.
plains, danger is never
Across
far
these
away.
vast African
Even when
plains,
things seem
countless
peaceful,
stories unfold every
vigilance
single
is
day.
survival.
Predators and prey are locked in an endless dance. each depending on the other to maintain the delicate balance of nature. Every chase, every escape, every heartbeat reminds us that the wild is not simply about winning. It is about endurance. It is about resilience. It is about life itself. As the cheetah disappears into the golden horizon, another hunt is already waiting, another opportunity, another challenge, and another story that nature has yet to tell. If you enjoyed exploring the incredible world of wildlife with us, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to WildZeno for more breathtaking documentaries that reveal the hidden lives of Earth's most fascinating animals. Which animal should we explore next? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and never stop wondering about the extraordinary world around us. The king of the rainforest. Deep within the ancient rainforests of Southeast Asia, where towering trees block most of the sunlight and every fallen leaf hides a secret, countless predators and prey begin another day in silence. For many of the animals that live here, survival depends on one simple rule: never let your guard down. Some dangers announce their arrival with loud calls or rushing footsteps. Others arrive so quietly that their prey never realizes they were being watched. Among all the hunters that roam these forests, one predator has earned a reputation unlike any other. Not because it is the fastest, not because it is the largest, but because it hunts with extraordinary patience, intelligence, and precision. This is the king cobra, the longest venomous snake on Earth. Growing to more than 5 meters in length, the king cobra is one of the rainforest's most remarkable predators. Unlike many venomous snakes that rely on surprise alone, this hunter combines sharp eyesight, an exceptional sense of smell, and remarkable awareness of its surroundings. Every flick of its tongue gathers invisible scent particles from the air. Those tiny chemical clues are carried to a specialized sensory organ inside the roof of its mouth, allowing the snake to follow trails that no human could ever detect. The forest may appear calm, but to the king cobra, it is filled with information. Fresh tracks, hidden movements, the scent of animals that passed only moments ago. As the morning mist slowly drifts across the forest floor, the king cobra begins its silent patrol. It moves without urgency. Every movement is deliberate. Every pause has a purpose. Somewhere nearby, another snake has unknowingly entered its territory. Unlike most snakes, the king cobra does not rely mainly on rodents or frogs. Its favorite prey is often another snake. Some are venomous, some are harmless. But once the king cobra begins following a scent, it rarely gives up easily. At this very moment, another life is moving through the same forest, completely unaware that one of nature's greatest hunters has already begun the search. Somewhere ahead, a rat snake moves quietly across the rainforest floor. It has spent the entire morning searching for food, completely unaware that every movement is leaving behind an invisible trail. To most animals, the forest is filled with sights and sounds. To a king cobra, the forest is filled with scent. Every flick of its tongue collects thousands of tiny chemical particles drifting through the air. Each one tells a story: how recently another animal passed, which direction it traveled, and whether it is getting closer or farther away. The king cobra suddenly stops. It doesn't rush forward. It doesn't waste energy. Instead, it waits. Every second brings more information. The scent is becoming stronger, not because the king cobra is moving faster, but because its prey is moving closer. Ahead, the rat snake finally senses that something isn't right. The forest has changed. Birdsong suddenly stops. The insects become strangely quiet. Even the wind seems to disappear beneath the towering trees. The rat snake freezes. For just a moment, both snakes remain perfectly still, one searching, the other listening. Then, the rat snake makes a decision. It turns and slips deeper into the rainforest, hoping distance will be enough. But the king cobra follows with calm determination. Unlike many predators that rely on explosive speed, the king cobra often succeeds because it refuses to panic. Every movement is measured, every pause is calculated, every trail eventually reaches an ending. The hunt has only just begun, and somewhere ahead, the frightened rat snake races through the undergrowth, weaving between ancient tree roots and fallen branches. Every second matters. Behind it, the king cobra continues the pursuit, not with reckless speed, but with relentless patience. Then, a new danger appears. Near a shallow rainforest stream, an Asian water monitor lifts its head. Drawn by the movement, the giant lizard watches silently from the riverbank. For the rat snake, the path forward is suddenly blocked. One predator waits ahead, another closes in from behind. There is nowhere to run. The rat snake makes a desperate choice. It dives beneath the tangled roots of an enormous tree, disappearing into a dark hollow carved by decades of rain and erosion. For a brief moment, everything becomes still. Outside the hollow, the king cobra searches one side. The water monitor investigates the other. Neither predator knows exactly where the rat snake is hiding. Inside the darkness, the rat snake remains completely motionless. Its survival now depends on a single mistake. A missed scent, a wrong turn, or one predator giving up before the other. Minutes feel like hours. The rainforest itself seems to hold its breath. Above the forest floor, monkeys call from the treetops, warning each other that danger is below. Dry leaves drift gently through the air. Even the smallest sound could reveal the hiding place. The king cobra pauses at the entrance. Its tongue flicks slowly through the air. Every chemical signal brings it closer to the truth. The rat snake cannot remain hidden forever. Soon, it will have to make one final decision. And whatever choice it makes will determine whether this hunt ends in escape or silence. The rat snake can hear the king cobra just outside the hollow. Every flick of the cobra's tongue brings it closer. Every passing second reduces the chance of escape. But remaining hidden is no longer an option. Slowly, the rat snake begins to move. It slips from the darkness, hoping to reach the thick vegetation beyond. For a brief moment, it seems the escape might actually work. Then, the king cobra reacts. With astonishing speed, it lunges forward. The rat snake twists violently, trying to break free. Leaves explode into the air as both snakes disappear beneath the forest floor's tangled vegetation. For several intense seconds, the outcome is impossible to see. Then the struggle ends. The king cobra has succeeded. Unlike many venomous snakes, it does not strike and retreat. It holds its prey firmly until the venom takes effect, ensuring the hunt is over. For the king cobra, every successful hunt is essential. These enormous snakes may look unstoppable, but they can spend days or even weeks searching before finding another meal. Every hunt carries risks. A missed strike, an injury, or a larger predator can quickly change the outcome. The rainforest offers no guarantees, even for its greatest hunters. Today, the king cobra survives. Tomorrow, it may once again become the one searching through the shadows, following invisible scent trails in a forest where every creature is fighting for another sunrise. In the rainforest, there are no heroes. There are no villains. Only survivors. And every sunrise begins another story. Every day, countless stories like this unfold deep within the world's wild places, most of them never witnessed by human eyes. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into the lives of nature's most fascinating creatures. If you enjoyed this documentary, please consider subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications so you never miss our next wildlife adventure. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next documentary. Nearly 1,000 meters beneath the surface, the ocean becomes a different world. No sunlight, no sound, just endless darkness, where one of Earth's greatest mysteries has remained hidden for centuries. Long before cameras could explore the deep sea, sailors returned with unbelievable stories. They spoke of enormous tentacles rising from the darkness, of giant creatures powerful enough to battle the largest whales on Earth. Most people laughed. They called them sea monsters, legends, impossible myths. But legends don't leave evidence. Scientists began finding something extraordinary on the bodies of sperm whales. Perfect circles, deep scars, rows of powerful suction marks stretching across their heads and backs. No shark could make these wounds. No known fish could leave marks this large. Something enormous was fighting back, far below the reach of sunlight. For decades, the creature remained invisible, not because it didn't exist, but because it lived in one of the hardest places on Earth to explore, the deep ocean, a place so vast that humans have explored only a tiny fraction of it. Imagine living in complete darkness, under crushing pressure, where every movement costs precious energy, and every mistake could mean death. Yet one predator has evolved perfectly for this world, the giant squid. Its eyes are among the largest in the entire animal kingdom, nearly the size of a basketball. Those enormous eyes aren't built for bright light. They're built to detect the faintest glow, the smallest movement, the distant outline of a predator, or the silent approach of prey. In this world, seeing first often means surviving. Unlike many ocean hunters, the giant squid doesn't chase everything it sees. It waits, patiently, almost invisible against the darkness. Then, in less than a second, its two specialized feeding tentacles shoot forward with astonishing speed, grabbing prey before it has any chance to react. It's one of the fastest strikes in the deep ocean. Yet for an animal so powerful, its greatest enemy is even larger. Somewhere below, another giant is searching, a predator capable of diving deeper than almost any other mammal on Earth. A hunter that has been battling giant squids for millions of years. The sperm whale, and the evidence of that ancient battle, is written across its scarred skin. Every scar tells a story, and on the body of a sperm whale, those stories are written in circles. Large, perfectly round scars, left behind by the powerful suckers lining the arms of a giant squid. These marks reveal something extraordinary. The giant squid is not a helpless prey. When attacked, it fights back with incredible strength. Its 8 muscular arms lock onto its attacker, while 2 long feeding tentacles whip through the water with astonishing speed. Each sucker is lined with tiny, sharp teeth, giving the squid a powerful grip, even in complete darkness. No one has ever filmed an entire battle between a giant squid and a sperm whale deep in the ocean. The water is simply too dark, too deep, and too vast. But scientists have pieced together the story from decades of evidence. Scars on whales, giant squid beaks found inside whale stomachs, deep diving behavior recorded by research tags. Together, these clues reveal one of nature's most incredible predator-prey relationships. A sperm whale can dive deeper than 2,000 meters, holding its breath for more than an hour, using powerful clicks through echolocation. It searches the darkness for movement. To the whale, the deep ocean is not silent. It's an invisible map built from sound. When the whale finally detects a giant squid, the chase begins. The squid
peaceful
cannot
encounter
outrun the
with
whale.
a ghost of the
Instead,
abyss.
it relies on surprise,
In the deep ocean,
power, and its
light
remarkable
is
ability
the
to
only
disappear into the
boundary
darkness.
between the known
Even if the whale
and the
wins,
unknown.
it rarely escapes without a fight. Those circular scars remain for years, silent reminders of a battle almost no human has ever witnessed. And yet, as incredible as these encounters are, scientists believe we have only uncovered a tiny fraction of the giant squid's secret life. Because once the battle is over, the darkness hides everything again thing. Even today, the giant squid remains one of the least understood animals on Earth. Despite all our technology, powerful research submarines, deep-sea cameras, and robotic explorers,
In the dark abyss,
the giant squid
a
still
titan
refuses to
meets its
reveal all of its
ultimate rival.
secrets. Scientists
Both
believe
vanish
these
into the
incredible
unknown.
animals spend almost their entire lives in the deep ocean,
This is the first clear observation
far
of the
below the
animal
reach
in
of
its natural
sunlight,
habitat.
a place where the
peaceful
pressure is
encounter
hundreds of
with a
times
ghost
greater
of
than
the
at the
abyss.
surface, and where every creature
In the
has
deep
evolved in
ocean,
extraordinary ways just to
Light
survive.
is the only boundary
Unlike
between
many
the
ocean
known
predators,
and the unknown.
the giant squid doesn't rule the deep through speed alone. It survives through patience, stealth, and perfect adaptation. Its giant eyes collect the faintest traces of light. Its powerful tentacles strike with astonishing precision. Its streamlined body allows it to move almost silently through the darkness. Everything about this animal has been shaped by one of the harshest environments on Earth. Yet for all that scientists have discovered, many questions remain unanswered. How long can a giant squid live? How often do they reproduce? How many still inhabit the deep oceans? No one knows
In
for
the
certain.
dark abyss, a
Each new
titan
expedition
meets its
uncovers another
ultimate
small
rival.
piece of the puzzle,
Both vanish
but the full
into the
story
unknown.
remains hidden beneath the waves. Perhaps
This
that's
is
what
the
makes the
first clear
giant squid so
observation of the animal in its
fascinating.
natural habitat.
In a world where satellites can
peaceful
photograph
encounter
distant
with the
planets
ghost of the abyss.
and spacecraft explore the edges of our solar
In the
system,
deep ocean,
one of
light
Earth's greatest
is the
mysteries
only
still
boundary
lives beneath our own
between the
oceans.
known
The
and
deep sea
unknown.
reminds us that exploration is far from over. Every dive, every discovery, every glimpse into the darkness brings us one step closer to understanding a creature that inspired myths, challenged science, and continues to amaze the world. Because sometimes, the greatest mysteries aren't found in space. They're waiting in the silent depths of our own planet. The giant squid is more than a legend. It's proof that even today, Earth still has secrets waiting to be discovered. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the deep. If you enjoyed exploring the hidden world of the giant
In the
squid,
dark abyss,
subscribe for
a
more
titan
true
meets its
wildlife
ultimate
documentaries,
rival.
because our planet still has
Both
countless
vanish
incredible
into the
stories waiting to be
unknown.
told. On the forest floor, a tiny bombardier beetle has just been discovered by a predator. It looks completely outmatched, but the moment the attack begins, everything changes. From the tip of its abdomen, the beetle suddenly fires a hot chemical blast, and the predator immediately backs away. So how can something this small produce a weapon like that? The secret is hidden inside its body. The beetle keeps its chemical ingredients separated in specialized chambers. When danger arrives, they are brought together inside a reaction chamber, where an explosive chemical reaction creates heat and pressure.
Inside special
And
chambers,
the strangest part,
it mixes a lethal
the beetle doesn't
chemical
simply
cocktail.
release one blast. Its defense is produced in incredibly rapid pulses, turning a chemical reaction into a biological pulse jet weapon. But this weapon isn't fixed in one direction. The beetle can move the tip of its abdomen and aim the spray toward its attacker. So when danger gets too close, this tiny insect doesn't need to be stronger or faster. It simply turns toward the threat and fires. To us, it's just a small beetle disappearing beneath the leaves. But inside that tiny body is an extraordinary system of chemistry, heat, pressure, and precision, built entirely for one purpose: survival. If you love discovering the hidden secrets of nature, subscribe to WildZeno. There's a whole world out there you've never seen. Look closely, because in the next few minutes, you're about to witness one of the ocean's most remarkable survival stories. No giant monsters, no dramatic music, just a silent battle between one of the smartest creatures on Earth and one of the ocean's most efficient hunters. At first glance, this coral reef looks peaceful. Tiny fish drift through the sunlight. Soft waves ripple above. Everything appears calm. But beneath this beauty, someone is hunting. And someone is trying not to become dinner, hidden between these colorful corals. An octopus remains perfectly still. Its heart is racing, but it refuses to move, because movement can mean death. Unlike many sea creatures, an octopus has no shell, no sharp teeth, no armor, no powerful tail to escape danger. By every measure, it should be an easy meal. Yet somehow, octopuses have survived for millions of years. How? Not because they're stronger, but because they're smarter. A few meters away, a reef shark begins its patrol. It doesn't rush. It doesn't panic. It simply searches, patiently, silently. Every slow movement brings it closer. The shark isn't looking at the octopus. Not yet. But every second, the distance between hunter and prey grows smaller. Most animals would already be running. The octopus does something completely different. It waits, because it understands something extraordinary. Sometimes, the safest move is not to move at all. Scientists have discovered that octopuses possess one of the most advanced nervous systems in the animal kingdom. Nearly 2/3 of their neurons are found in their arms. That means every arm can react, almost independently. While the shark searches, the octopus is already planning. Not one escape, several. Then, everything changes. A small fish darts away. The sudden movement catches the shark's attention. Its body shifts, its head turns, and for the very first time, its eyes lock onto the reef. The hunt has officially begun. The octopus knows it has only seconds, not minutes, not another chance, just seconds. Every decision must be perfect. Because once a shark commits to an attack, the ocean becomes one of the hardest places in the world to disappear. The octopus slowly begins changing color. Gray becomes brown. Brown becomes coral. Its skin transforms so perfectly that even experienced divers can lose sight of it. But camouflage only works if the predator keeps moving. This shark doesn't. It circles once. Then again, something doesn't feel right. The reef looks alive, yet one tiny detail doesn't belong, and the shark is getting closer. The shark doesn't attack, not yet. Instead, it slows down, almost as if it knows something is hiding here. The reef falls silent. Even the smallest fish begin to disappear into the coral. In the ocean, silence is often the first warning. The octopus doesn't panic. It watches every movement of the shark, every turn, every shadow passing overhead. Unlike humans, an octopus doesn't simply react. It predicts. It studies patterns. It waits for the perfect moment. The shark glides closer. 5 meters. 4. 3. Now, there is almost nowhere left to hide. For a brief moment, their worlds collide. Hunter and survivor, separated by only a few feet. Then, something incredible happens. The octopus begins transforming. Its skin ripples like water. Tiny muscles beneath its body instantly change both color and texture. Smooth skin becomes rough. Brown turns into pale coral. Its body no longer resembles an animal. It becomes part of the reef itself. Scientists still study this extraordinary ability. An octopus can change thousands of tiny pigment cells in less than a second. It's one of the fastest camouflage systems ever discovered in nature. The shark passes without striking. For one heartbeat, it almost works. But sharks don't rely only on sight. They sense movement, tiny pressure waves, even the smallest disturbance in the water. And suddenly, one curious fish darts between the coral. The octopus reacts, just enough to create a ripple. That's all the shark needs. It turns sharply. Now, the hunt becomes a chase. The octopus launches forward, not into open water. That would be suicide. Instead, it races toward a maze of towering coral walls, a place where speed means very little, but intelligence means everything. The shark follows, powerful, relentless. Its body slices effortlessly through the water, but the narrow canyon ahead was never built for a hunter this large. The octopus twists through impossible gaps, left, right, under broken coral, over jagged rocks. Every turn, carefully chosen. Every second, carefully earned. The shark forces its way deeper. Its powerful body brushes against the reef. The space grows tighter. The chase grows faster. Then, the octopus makes one final decision. Not to run, not to hide, but to disappear. In an instant, a thick cloud of black ink explodes into the water. The clear blue ocean vanishes behind a curtain of darkness. The shark lunges straight into the cloud, unable to see, unable to know whether its prey is still there or already gone. For a few seconds, the ocean becomes completely black. The ink cloud spreads through the reef, hiding everything. The shark slows. It swings its head from side to side, searching, waiting. But the octopus is already doing something the shark never expected. It doesn't keep swimming. It stops, completely. Instead of fleeing into open water, the octopus presses its body against the rocky wall of the canyon. Its skin changes again, gray, brown, tiny white speckles. Even the rough texture of the stone appears across its body. The transformation is so perfect that the octopus no longer looks alive. It looks like part of the reef. The shark bursts through the fading ink. Its eyes scan every corner. Its powerful tail pushes it deeper into the canyon. It knows. Its prey was here only moments ago. But now, the octopus has simply vanished. Scientists believe this is one of the greatest survival strategies in nature. Camouflage alone isn't enough. The octopus combines color, shape, texture, and perfect timing. Every movement is calculated. Every second, carefully planned. The shark circles again, closer than ever before. Its nose passes within inches of the octopus. One wrong movement, one tiny mistake could end everything. The octopus doesn't blink. It doesn't breathe faster. It simply waits, patiently, silently. Seconds feel like minutes. The shark hesitates. Predators cannot waste energy forever. Every hunt has a cost. Every extra minute means less strength for the next chase. Then, something changes. The shark slowly turns away. Not because it has found the octopus, but because it believes. There is nothing left to find. The danger isn't over. Not yet. The octopus waits even longer. It has learned one final lesson through millions of years of evolution. Never trust the first opportunity. Predators often return, so it remains perfectly still, allowing the reef to become quiet once more. Tiny fish slowly emerge from hiding. The current becomes gentle again. Life begins to return. Only then does the octopus move, slowly, carefully, one arm at a time, as though nothing had happened. But the story isn't over, because the shark is still nearby, and one final decision will determine whether the octopus survives this day or becomes the hunter's next meal. For nearly a full minute, the octopus doesn't move. Not a single arm, not a single ripple. In the underwater world, patience can be just as powerful as speed. The shark continues its patrol. One final circle, one final search, and then it disappears into the endless blue. The hunt is finally over. Only now does the octopus slowly unfold its arms. One by one, it leaves the safety of the coral canyon, not as a frightened survivor, but as an animal that has solved another impossible problem. It didn't win by being faster. It didn't win by being stronger. It won by thinking. This incredible intelligence is exactly why octopuses continue to amaze scientists. They can solve puzzles, open containers, remember solutions, recognize patterns. Some have even been seen collecting coconut shells, carrying them across the sea floor, and assembling them later into a portable shelter. Very few animals can plan for a problem before it even happens, but perhaps their greatest ability is knowing when not to fight. In nature, survival isn't about defeating every enemy. It's about making the right decision at exactly the right moment. Sometimes, remaining perfectly still is the bravest move of all. As sunlight filters through the clear blue water, the reef slowly comes back to life. Tiny fish emerge from hiding. The coral sways gently with the current. The danger is past, at least for today, because somewhere beyond the reef, another shark has already begun its search, and somewhere beneath the coral, another octopus is waiting, watching, thinking, preparing. The ocean has always rewarded intelligence, just as much as strength. Every day, countless silent battles take place beneath these waves. Most are never seen by human eyes. No cheering crowds, no cameras, no applause, just the timeless struggle between predator and prey. The octopus survived today, not because it was the biggest animal in the ocean, but because it understood something every great survivor eventually learns. The smartest escape is the one your enemy never realizes happened. So the next time you look across a calm, peaceful ocean, remember this. Beneath the surface, another extraordinary story may already be unfolding. One silent decision, one brilliant disguise, one remarkable survivor living through another day. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy discovering the hidden stories of wildlife, subscribe and join us for the next incredible adventure, where nature always has another surprise waiting beneath the surface. Just beyond this vibrant coral reef begins one of the greatest mysteries on Earth. Beneath these calm blue waters lies a world so vast and so unexplored that scientists estimate more than 95% of it has never been fully explored. Hidden below are underwater mountain ranges longer than any on land, enormous canyons, active volcanoes, and countless species that have never been observed alive by humans. Every scientific expedition into the deep has the potential to discover something completely new, reminding us that our own planet still holds extraordinary secrets. Our journey begins here, in the sunlight zone, the upper layer of the ocean where sunlight reaches the water and makes life possible. Coral reefs thrive in these warm, shallow seas and are often called the rainforests of the ocean. Although reefs cover less than 1% of the ocean floor, they provide food and shelter for nearly a quarter of all known marine species. Colorful fish weave through the coral. Sea turtles glide effortlessly across the reef. and predators patrol the surrounding waters. This is one of the richest ecosystems on Earth, supported by energy from the sun. But the reef is only the beginning. As we move farther from the light, the ocean changes rapidly. The brilliant colors begin to disappear. Red is the first color to vanish, followed by orange and yellow, until nearly everything is transformed into shades of blue. The water grows colder, quieter, and more mysterious. Soon, the coral reef fades behind us, replaced by an endless blue expanse stretching into darkness. We are now entering the twilight zone, a region that extends from approximately 200 to 1,000 meters below the surface. Only a faint trace of sunlight reaches these depths, far too little for plants to survive through photosynthesis. The pressure increases dramatically with every meter we descend, creating an environment where only specially adapted animals can survive. Exploring this region is one of the greatest engineering challenges in marine science. Modern research vessels, remotely operated vehicles, and deep-diving submersibles allow scientists to investigate places that were completely inaccessible only a few decades ago. Yet even today, every expedition returns with discoveries that surprise researchers around the world. As the final traces of daylight disappear above us, something unusual begins to appear in the darkness. Tiny blue lights flash silently in the distance, drifting through the black water like stars in a night sky. What are these mysterious lights? And what kind of creatures could possibly create their own light in a place where sunlight never reaches? Our descent into the unknown has only just begun. As we move deeper into the darkness, those mysterious blue flashes become impossible to ignore. One by one, tiny lights appear around us, glowing briefly before disappearing into the black water. They seem almost magical, but this is not magic. It is one of nature's most remarkable survival strategies, known as bioluminescence. Unlike light produced by the sun, bioluminescence is created inside the bodies of living organisms through a chemical reaction. When a light-producing molecule called luciferin reacts with oxygen, aided by an enzyme known as luciferase, energy is released as visible light. This process is incredibly efficient, producing almost no heat. Scientists often call it cold light. In the deep ocean, where sunlight never reaches, producing light can mean the difference between life and death. Some animals flash brilliant signals to attract mates across the darkness. Others use glowing patterns to communicate with members of their own species. Certain predators wave glowing lures to tempt curious prey within striking distance, while many smaller creatures suddenly release bright flashes to confuse predators and escape. In fact, biologists estimate that a large majority of animals living in the open, deep ocean are capable of producing light in one form or another. As we continue our descent, another extraordinary shape slowly begins to emerge from the darkness. At first, it looks like a long, transparent ribbon drifting silently through the water. But this is not a single animal. It is a giant siphonophore, one of the longest animals ever discovered on Earth. Some species can grow to lengths exceeding 40 meters, making them longer than a blue whale, although they are far more delicate. What makes the siphonophore truly remarkable is that it is not one individual organism. It is a living colony made up of thousands of tiny genetically identical animals called zooids. Each zooid performs a specialized role. Some capture prey with stinging tentacles, others digest food. Some are responsible for reproduction, while others help the colony remain buoyant or move through the water. Alone, each zooid could never survive. Together, they function as a single, perfectly coordinated superorganism. For countless years, creatures like the siphonophore have drifted through these dark waters, unseen by human eyes. Yet our journey is taking us even deeper. Ahead, a faint orange glow begins to appear in the distance. It is not produced by living creatures, and it is not sunlight. something else is waiting for us in the darkness. Something that will change our understanding of how life survives on Earth. The mysterious orange glow grows brighter with every meter we descend. At first, it seems impossible. There should be no light here. We are now thousands of meters below the surface, in a world where sunlight has never reached. Yet something is illuminating the darkness ahead. As the shadows slowly clear, an astonishing landscape comes into view. Towering black chimneys rise from the ocean floor, releasing massive clouds of mineral-rich water into the freezing sea. These are hydrothermal vents, sometimes called black smokers. They are formed where seawater seeps deep into cracks in the Earth's crust, becomes intensely heated by molten rock below, and then rushes back into the ocean carrying dissolved minerals. The water erupting from these vents can exceed 350 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead under normal conditions. Yet because of the immense pressure at these depths, the water does not boil. Instead, it rises in dark, swirling plumes that create one of the most extraordinary environments on our planet. When scientists first discovered hydrothermal vents in 1977 near the Galapagos Rift, the discovery completely changed our understanding of life on Earth. Until then, researchers believed that every major ecosystem ultimately depended on sunlight for its energy. But here was an entire community of living organisms thriving in total darkness, thousands of meters below the surface. Around the vents, life flourishes in astonishing abundance. Crabs crawl across the rocky seafloor. Shrimp gather in dense swarms around the warm, mineral-rich water. Strange white clams cluster together where conditions are just right. Every available surface seems alive. Instead of a barren wasteland, the deep ocean reveals one of the richest ecosystems ever discovered beneath the sea. For scientists, these hidden oases offer more than biological wonders. They provide clues about how life may have first appeared on Earth billions of years ago. Some researchers even believe that environments like these could exist beneath the icy oceans of distant moons such as Europa and Enceladus, making hydrothermal vents important not only for marine biology, but also for the search for life beyond our planet. But among all the remarkable creatures living around these vents, one species has puzzled scientists more than any other. Towering above the seafloor are giant red-plumed tube worms. They have no mouth, no stomach, and no digestive system. Yet somehow, they continue to grow and thrive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Their secret is even more extraordinary than the vents themselves. Standing silently around the hydrothermal vents are some of the strangest animals ever discovered. These towering giants are called giant tube worms, scientifically known as Riftia pachyptila. Some individuals grow to more than 2 meters in length, making them among the largest invertebrates living in the deep sea. Their bright red plumes sway gently in the warm, mineral-rich water, creating one of the most remarkable sights in the ocean's depths. At first glance, these animals seem impossible. Every animal on Earth must obtain energy to survive. Most eat plants or other animals. Yet giant tube worms have no mouth, no teeth, no stomach, and no digestive system. They cannot hunt, graze, or even swallow food. For many years after their discovery, scientists were completely puzzled. How could such large animals survive in total darkness without eating? The answer turned out to be one of the greatest discoveries in modern biology. Hidden inside the bodies of these tube worms are billions of microscopic bacteria. Instead of digesting food, the worms provide these bacteria with hydrogen sulfide, oxygen, and carbon dioxide collected from the surrounding water. In return, the bacteria perform a remarkable process known as chemosynthesis. Unlike plants, which use sunlight to produce energy through photosynthesis, these bacteria use chemical energy released from hydrogen sulfide. They convert those chemicals into organic nutrients that feed both themselves and the tube worms. It is a perfect partnership. Neither organism could survive here alone, but together they flourish in one of the harshest environments on Earth. This discovery completely transformed our understanding of life. Before hydrothermal vents were explored, scientists believed that nearly every ecosystem on Earth ultimately depended on energy from the sun. The vent communities proved otherwise. Entire ecosystems could exist in complete darkness, powered entirely by the Earth's internal heat and chemistry. Today, hydrothermal vent ecosystems continue to fascinate scientists around the world. They offer clues about how the earliest life on Earth may have survived billions of years ago, long before oxygen filled our atmosphere. Some researchers even believe that similar environments could exist beneath the frozen oceans of distant worlds, such as Jupiter's moon Europa or Saturn's moon Enceladus. If life can survive here without sunlight, perhaps it can survive elsewhere in our solar system as well. But our journey is not over. Far below these extraordinary ecosystems lies an even more extreme environment. Ahead is the deepest known place on Earth, the Mariana Trench, a realm of crushing pressure, eternal darkness, and life that has adapted to conditions once thought impossible. Our descent has brought us to the deepest known place in Earth's oceans, the Mariana Trench, located in the western Pacific Ocean. Within this immense underwater canyon lies the Challenger Deep, reaching nearly 11,000 meters below sea level. If Mount Everest were placed inside this trench, its summit would still remain more than 2 kilometers beneath the ocean's surface. It is one of the most extreme environments ever explored by humans. At these depths, the pressure exceeds 1,000 times the atmospheric pressure at sea level. Every square centimeter is subjected to an enormous force that would instantly crush an ordinary submarine. The temperature hovers just above freezing. Sunlight has never reached these waters, and complete darkness has existed here for millions of years. For a long time, scientists believed that such conditions made complex life impossible. They were wrong. Modern deep-sea expeditions have revealed an astonishing variety of life living in this seemingly impossible environment. Delicate snailfish glide slowly above the sea floor, specially adapted to survive pressures that would destroy most other vertebrates. Giant amphipods search the sediment for food, while sea cucumbers, tiny worms, and countless microorganisms quietly recycle nutrients on the ocean floor. Each discovery reminds us that life is remarkably adaptable, even in places once considered completely uninhabitable. Yet every expedition also raises new questions. Researchers continue to discover previously unknown species in the deep ocean, and many areas of the seafloor have never been directly observed. Vast underwater mountain chains, deep canyons, hidden volcanic systems, and enormous abyssal plains remain only partially mapped. The deeper scientists explore, the more they realize how much remains unknown. As we begin our journey back toward the surface, the darkness slowly gives way to faint traces of blue. Layer by layer, the ocean transforms once again. The mysterious creatures of the deep disappear behind us. The water becomes brighter, and eventually the familiar coral reef comes back into view. We have completed an incredible journey from the vibrant surface to the deepest known part of our planet. But perhaps the most astonishing discovery is not a single animal or a hidden landscape. It is the realization that this journey explored only a tiny fraction of Earth's oceans. Scientists estimate that more than 95% of the ocean remains unexplored or insufficiently studied. Countless species are still waiting to be discovered. Entire ecosystems may exist beyond the reach of today's technology. Every expedition uncovers new mysteries instead of final answers. For generations, humanity has looked toward the stars in search of the unknown. Yet one of the greatest frontiers of exploration has always been much closer to home. Beneath the waves of our own planet lies a world filled with mysteries that continue to challenge science and inspire discovery. The next great chapter of exploration may not begin in outer space. It may begin in the silent depths of Earth's oceans. The ocean still keeps most of its secrets. And perhaps that is what makes it one of the greatest mysteries on Earth. The ocean still holds countless secrets waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed exploring the hidden world beneath the waves, subscribe to WildZeno and join us on more incredible journeys into nature's greatest mysteries. Every week, we uncover amazing wildlife, unexplored places, and true stories from our extraordinary planet. Until next time, keep exploring, keep wondering, and never stop discovering.